Now this is a video I did leaving the farmer's market. So if you want to see videos of the farmer's market, I'm going to post them on my short videos. So you can subscribe to the channel if you want to see those as they appear. They're going to come up. I didn't think it was probably good to show like one long video of walking through that area, so I did a bunch of short videos. Now we're going to go up for a ride along the beach. Now the name of this area is Unamar, and we're going to go along the beach, heading to a broken bridge. Now what's interesting about this broken bridge is you'll see it looks like maybe something out of an apocalypse movie. It's an awesome view. It's one of my favorite places to go. I've taken pictures of it in the past, but this time I wanted to do like a video around that area. And you're gonna see the bridge in this video, but also like I did a bunch of videos of it, short videos like looking around the area. So that'll be something interesting to look at too. But up ahead, you might have been able to see the beach. If you look back towards you can see like a mountain like far in the distance. Now that mountain is about maybe 30, 45 minutes from where I live. I think 30 minutes. Probably less than that, just getting to the base of the mountain. But they're like two mountains that are right next to each other. And what they are, they're both saddles. Now, anybody that's been in the military will know what a saddle is when I say it. But a saddle is basically two mountains together that has a dip in the middle. So there's two saddles, and they call them bikudu. Bikudu means like a peck, like to peck somebody on the cheek, sort of a kiss like that. And that's basically what it means. So they have bikudu grande and bikudu pequeño. So it's like big kiss and little kiss. And both of them, they have some nice waterfalls. And that's a lot. A lot of these mountains that you go to, they seem to have water pouring out of them. And I guess it saturates a lot of water, and it's nice. So I plan to go there and do some videos of the waterfalls. They were really nice. So I'm just waiting on another camera to come in, and I'm going to get some videos of that. So it's a good waterfall. It's interesting, very interesting place. Several waterfalls there. There's some that have a deep drop. There's one that sort of goes at an angle like a water slide. I wouldn't recommend going down it. One of the guys that I was with there, he decided to do a water slide down it. And by the time when he got down to the bottom, his back was all scratched up. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was okay. But if maybe if you did it on something like a piece of foam or something like that, it might have not been too bad. But as you can see to the left, to the right is the beach. There's some of these little shacks here. It looks like some of them are closed. You'll see like a few of them that are open. But there are a lot of these places along the beaches where people have like these little bars along these places. And I think like this one has some activity going on in there. Or maybe not. I don't know. And it's nice. It's a really nice beach around here. Like where I live, the water's sort of a brownish color because where I live, I live like very close to the beach. But the problem is that the waves come in like really hard, so there's a lot of sediment. So you have this sort of a brownish color. Here, there's a wide area with shallow water, so it reduces the intensity of the waves. So when you look out there, it's a lot more of a bluish color. So it's a lot nicer looking than if you're going where I'm at. But you can see that mountain like way up ahead. So that's one of the things I like about here. I can go to the beach, or I can go to a waterfall, and I could go to a farm. I mean, there's so many. There are a lot of different options that I like anyway. The only thing, there's no ice or snow around here, which, to be honest, I don't really miss it that much. And I mean, like where I'm from anyway, it didn't snow that much, so I didn't live in a culture of complete snow. It might have snowed like a couple of days every year. So I lived in the part of the U.S. in the South. I know, like people in the North, they used to think this was crazy, but like in the South, if it snows, if there's snowfall, like if a snowflake hits the ground, schools are closed. I mean, it's not that bad, but I mean, say for example, if you get enough snow to almost stick, where there's a fear of the possibility of it sticking, then they're going to close down the schools. And I guess it makes sense because it's only like maybe one day a year, maybe a couple of days a year that this happens in the South. So if they were to close down school, or if they were to leave the school open when it did snow and when they did have a bad snow day, um, there'd be like maybe 1%. So they would risk this 1% that they could just take a break for that 1% of the time, maybe even less than a percent. I would say even maybe half of a percent because you're looking at 2 semesters. And if they don't shut down, or if they don't shut down, you have the risk of an accident because most people just don't know how to drive in the snow. I learned how to drive. I mean, I kind of learned how to drive in the snow as a 16-year-old fooling around. But then I did a lot of courses in Norway and other places when I was in the Marines. So I can handle the snow pretty well. But you get somebody that had never been in the snow, maybe someone in their 30s that didn't learn how to drive when they were young, they might have a difficult time and cause accidents. So you have a bus full of children and somebody that's never driven in the snow, but they're afraid to say no, and they have an accident, and it could be severe. So that's why it happens. But here, you don't have to worry about that. So I don't have to worry about antifreeze, even though I put the proper recommended coolant in my car, but I don't have to worry about the percentage, I guess. And I remember one time it was extremely cold. I was living in Virginia Beach, and I had the right amount of antifreeze, but I was still worried because it was so cold. And I added some more antifreeze in there just to make sure it mixed in there with the water, and that nothing would happen. But I was driving along, and there was a van. Well, it was an older van, but it was driving along, and the engine exploded. I mean, it wasn't like an explosion, debris flying everywhere, but you could tell it just exploded from, I guess, the radiator freezing up and something. Maybe a hose burst open. I don't know what it was, but there was just this cloud of vapors that immediately exploded out of that van. The hood sort of popped open, and I thought, well, that guy was not with antifreeze. So that was something, especially after seeing that, I was always worried about that situation happening in the extreme cold weather. So down here, you don't have to worry about it. I lived in Germany, had to put snow tires on my car every winter, and it helped out a lot, but it's nice to not have to deal. That's one thing that I don't have to deal with, and it's nice. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a hassle, but it's kind of nice not to have to deal with that nice weather all the time. Of course, there are other hazards, but interestingly, this area right here, as far as I know, there aren't really many natural disasters that occur. Sometimes a river might overflow, and there are like some places that'll flood, but it's not that bad around here. Not compared to other places where they have some, like people living in the mountains and stuff, where the water might rise and there'll be some flooding and do some serious devastation around there. So this beach is, this is an awesome view. This is the first time driving down this road, and you look over here to the right, you can see those, on the other side of the cove there. Now there's an old Catholic church there, and there's sort of a mountain. It's a tourist area that a lot of people like to go to, and of course the Broken Bridge. This is a nice area to go to. It's a nice beach to go if you're interested in something like this. And I've never been on this side. I've seen it from afar, but it's the first time I've been up. So I'll get into more details about this and other things. I'll talk about some more of Brazilian culture. You can probably see two of the bars to the left. They were full of people as we were passing by, and you can see they were enjoying themselves pretty well. This one here is empty, and I'm going to pull up here and make some videos. So if you want to see some other videos, which I'm going to do short videos of the surrounding area, subscribe or look at my short videos. Thank you for joining me on this Brazilian adventure. If you enjoyed exploring Brazil with me, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to Lost in Brazil for more exciting content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and questions or suggestions in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And until next time, obrigado and safe travels.